Hey everybody. You know, it occurred to me today that just because a house is for sale on the market doesn't mean there are not exciting things happening in the garden. And look what I found today. 2 gorgeous Mexican pink guavas. At least I think that's what they are, because that's how the tree was labeled. They're incredibly aromatic, and I thought, you know, there's got to be other things going on. So let's go and see what we can find. So I discovered a Monarch caterpillar. It's at the beginning of the 5th instar stage, and it's crawling on this little section of milkweed that I had cut back. Now this is already December the 10th, so it's very late for Monarch caterpillars to transform, but let's check it out. This caterpillar is very well camouflaged, and it took me a minute to find it, but it's right back here. Now I just hope it has time to finish its cycle and get going. And look at all of this nasturtium coming up in my trapezoid bed. And you know, this mound that we completely cleared and put walking bark on, it's all sprouted. There's so many things going on down here. We have nasturtium, borage, 4 o'clocks. This is borage for sure, and it's been eaten on by something. I've got a lot of nasturtium, but mixed in, there's 4 o'clock. That's what that is right there. The pointy leaves, a bigger one here. More 4 o'clock there and there. This is borage. That's borage over there. I threw some seeds in here and it's all sprouting, and I think it's cilantro, but I'm not sure. So these are the very last 2 roselle seed pods in my garden. And Jack Davis said roselle just does better if you pull it out and you start fresh from new plants each year. So I am going to cut this. So they're kind of moldy, and we're going to take them apart and see if they're still viable. I can always get seeds from Jack, but I would much prefer to be able to have my own. They look pretty done. Maybe if I let them dry, they'll be good. Let's try this one. Yeah, they're light colored, so I don't know what that means. It's just been very wet, and I felt like these look immature. Just felt like it was now or never. Now, if you're wondering what this is not a new injury. When I fell in October and I sprained my ankle, that was sort of like the top priority, because I had to get around the garden and get all of this stuff done to finish, to get the house on the market. Just yesterday I went to the doctor and he agreed that stabilizing it for at least part of the day would not be a bad idea. Now, let's see if we can find anything interesting on the cranberry hibiscus. This is blooming. Look at that gorgeous thing. Now, I've had some bigger ones, but up towards the top. It is time for the big reveal to see how the fig cuttings did. If they rooted, they sort of got forgotten about on the side of the house for a couple of weeks. So let's go see. This looks really disgusting. This is one container and it got rained on, and this is the one that had the air layering cuttings that got accidentally cut from the plant, from the tree. So I'm going to pour this out and see what's left. That smelled really bad, and I have no reason to believe that the other ones will smell any better. These are cuttings that I took in addition, and even though everybody said they root so easily, I see no roots whatsoever on these cuttings after 3 weeks. That smells terrible. Okay, here's a closer look. These are a few of the cuttings that I took. I don't see any roots, not even one. That's a little disappointing. None on here. I'm almost afraid to open these. I just saw something amazing, and I'm going to show it to you now. It smells really bad, but look at this. Can you see through the plastic? Look at that. Okay. Now, I'm not sure what I should do with it. I'm assuming I should probably stick it in some dirt, but I would have to say that this stinky mess is a rousing success. I don't even want to tell you what this smells like. Something's dripping. Oh goodness. I recommend using something much better than what I used to twist tie it. Ah! It's so frustrating when the simplest things are impossible to do. My neighbor is getting a new roof today. I'm gonna have to just slip it out over it because I cannot get this thing undone, untwisted. Look at that dumb thing. Ugh. Is that incredible? Wow. Jack Davis, what do you think? Now, this is not the traditional. I do hope when I find Late Bloomer Garden 2.0, it will not be under the flight path of a, shall we say, any airport. I was gonna say, a small airport where the Cessnas go back and forth all day long. Okay, this one is not as messy. The long one, as I recall, was the Desert King fig, and the shorter one was the, yes, we have roots. Ah! So these were accidentally cut on October 11th, the day I fell, and I stuck them in water. 2 weeks later, October 23rd, I believe, we cut all those other branches. These were air layered in September. Jack was here. So I am going to highly recommend air layering. Look at this. Look at that. Now it's funny because it's way up there, so close to the end, and I don't remember why we did it that way. But I'm assuming that all I do now is trim this end and put this in dirt and it will grow. Simple as that. Okay. You know, there's a lot more roots on this one, and it's because it was in the water. This was more towards the other end, and as you can see, it's dry from here up. And the dirt is dry. Well, I am going to get these planted pronto. Okay, got my, so I'm thinking, it almost seems like it's got a couple of little roots down there and there. I'm going to cut it here, since that's where the roots are. And I think I'm going to stick this one in dirt too. Okay. Let's get this one ready also. I don't think that's going to hurt anything. Well, wait a minute. Do I plant this whole thing? I bet I do. Because it looks like it's, ooh! It looks, yeah, it looks like it's ready to bud out. So I guess I have to plant this whole thing. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, I don't happen to have any fertilizer or anything handy, so right now I'm just gonna get them in dirt. This one is dry, so I'm gonna wet it first. That's going to be tall. This is the one that has some buds coming on. You know, it seems like it's upside down though. You know what? I'm just going to stick this in here and see if it grows. Stick it in here. I was saving all these 5-gallon buckets to grow carrots. Here's our brown turkey fig, and I think I'll just raise the level of dirt up a little. It's interesting that the water just doesn't absorb in the dirt. very readily. Takes a while. Look at that. That one did. That's better. Okay, we'll see if we get some fig trees out of here. Wouldn't that be nice? Okay. We are done here. Actually, I take that back. I am going to put these in water because they're budding out. They may not have roots, but they're budding, so they're gonna grow. I won't know which are the desert fig and which are the brown turkey. Desert king and brown turkey. I figure if I'm giving them away, what difference does it make? Okay. I have one more thing I want to show you. Okay, this is crazy. What do you see right here? These are plants that have sprung up from seeds that dropped 3 feet below, have come all the way up to here looking for light. Now the next time Eric is here, I am going to have him unscrew the hatch at that end of the deck. We're going to crawl in here and see if we can see these plants going from the ground all the way up to here. Remember when I had the green stalk vertical growing system here? And I always grew radish, lettuce, cilantro, kale, and it'll be interesting to see what dropped seeds all the way down, 3 feet down, to come up to here. You can actually see a couple more coming up from the ground right here. There's always so much to observe in a garden, from insect life to the resilience of seeds to just the planting and harvesting process. So be vigilant, be observant. I hope you'll like the video and share it with your friends, and I'll see you in the next installment of Follow My Journey. Wow. I grew that.
If you enjoyed this video, please watch these. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And I'll see you in the next video.